Peter Richings, I'm delighted to say, has arrived on the scene. Peter, welcome back to the microphone.
Thank you, Ian.
And of course, Michelle Hayward is doing very, very well in the championship. She's qualified well as well.
She has, of course, she's in an unfamiliar car to her because she normally drives Barry Webb's Mark 23. But that's not available because Barry's gone on holiday. Both thoughts of him, and so Michelle has borrowed the car this weekend, very kindly loaned to her, and it's an unfamiliar car. And ironically, it was a car in Howard Payne's hands that beat her for the championship by 1 point a few years ago. So, but she's got it going really well this morning in typical Michelle way. So it's going to be an interesting race between her and Matthew Gauthier-Thornton.
As he did on the previous occasion, or
yes,
is Steve Dickens going to get the benefit?
Steve Dickens under pressure from Mallock Mk. No, he's just chopped him off though. Morris Hart's made a brilliant start in CSP2 again.
Right, so it's heart to heart as they head down the avenue. Then in the lead, it's Alex Chamkin from Steve Dickens. Ian,
it is, and Alan Cook in third position, and fourth place at the moment is the number 32 car of Steve Collier as they make their way out of Cascades down towards Island and Shallows Corner for the first time. Certainly there was Alex Champion with already a lead of 7 cars as they disappeared from my sight.
Well, yes, but that lead almost completely disappeared as they disappeared from your sight, and as they go through Shell Oils, actually it's opening up again, but through Island they were almost overlapping as they come up towards the Britain chicane for the first time. It is still Alex Champion, number 21, with the Phantom in the lead, but he is being given a really hard time by Steve. Steve Dick is absolutely on that. It twitches the car through.
Oh, very nice. Yeah,
they come then, Ian.
Down towards me, and they are nearly overlapping once again as they come into the braking area for his stops, but it's the racing line taken by Alex Champion in that pale blue number 21 car in the lead of the race. Steve Dickens there is second, Alan Cook in third, fourth is Steve Collier, in fifth place it's the number 76 car, which is Morris Hart, of course, and then the rest of them all making their way through. It looks like they have all got through the first 2/3 of this lap safely, and they're heading back up towards Druids.
Yeah, well, through Druids the leaders are heading towards Lodge Corner. There's nobody particularly super quick who's near the back of the grid apart from Jared Lester, I suppose.
And he's already working his way up through the field. I can see he's about midfield at the moment.
So we need to watch out for his progress as well. So they're coming through to complete lap one. And the gap has got larger as the lap came to its conclusion, hasn't it, really?
Yes, Alex managed to pull out a little bit of a gap as they came out of Knickerbrook, I noticed, and then just gradually pulled away. So yeah, Jared Lester's up behind the CSP2 battle. He's just behind Michelle Hayward at the moment, who's side by side with Matthew Gauthier-Thornton.
Leaders already through Cascades once again, and a good little battle going on in the midfield there. And in fact, that is the battle that involves Jared Lester trying to make his way through. That CSP2 scrap has got past one of those cars now, which may well have been the Gauthier-Thornton car, and up into 7th place. As they are down at Carol's Corner, which is out of my view from the Knickerbrook commentary box. Get over Hilltop. Here's Alex Champion as he crests the hill, leading the way in his Phantom PR21 from the Steve Dickens Mallock Mark 29 in 2nd place, and it's another Mallock Mark 31 for Alan Cook in 3rd place. Looking further into the distance, I can see that Jared Lester, is he still making his way through? Yes, he is. Yes. He's just in behind the Morris Hart car now, so he's got past Michelle Hayward as well.
That was a bold move there by Tom Muirhead, wasn't it?
Yeah, he's certainly keen to get in front of Samantha Evans there to keep him in a different distance from his closest challenger, Martin Walker, who's in the green car following him.
Where's Clive Wood?
Clive Wood's made another leisurely start to this one, so he's a second or so behind Martin at the moment.
Perhaps he likes his pursuit races. So, leader's gone through for the second time, and already Alex Champkin's opened up with nearly 3-second lead, 2.845 seconds. Champion to Steve Dickins second, Alan Cook third, and Steve Collier fourth. Morris Hart fifth. That's pretty good going, isn't it?
Yeah, Morris has made yet another lightning start. That seems to be his speciality, making a lightning start, and he's going to be overtaken by Jared Lester very shortly, but he's got a good gap to Michelle Hayward over seconds at the moment.
Well, Jared's made pretty impressive progress, actually, hasn't he? Because to be up into sixth from the back of the grid on the second by the second lap is good going.
Yeah, absolutely. But he told me his target was to try and catch Alan Cook, so let's see if he manages it.
I think we ought to raise his aspirations and say you ought to catch Steve Dickins as well.
There's a car going very
That might
slowly.
be his hidden aspiration, didn't it?
Okay, yes, Ian.
The car going very slowly is the number 81 car. That's Rodney Player.
Oh dear.
And he has pulled off onto the Foster's circuit actually and retired from the race. As Alex Champkin comes past me again with this comfortable lead over Steve Dickins. Alan Cook still there in third. Fourth is still Steve Collier, and yes, we've got this little target then for Jared Lester to try to make a.
It's a nice looking car, that, isn't it? That side-on view. Now we got pulled off here.
Jared Lester was pulled off, unfortunately.
Oh,
so after his lightning start.
Oh well, we were looking forward to more excitement from Jared before the end of this
very
race.
disappointing.
That's, as you say, very disappointing. So. Alex Champkin, meanwhile, completes his third lap. Steve Dickins is 4.3 seconds behind him. And the rest are really quite some way back. 4.2 seconds behind Steve Dickins is Alan Cook. Steve Collier in the Vision fourth place. Then Morris Hart, then Michelle Hayward. Has she ever won a race?
Michelle
overall?
Hayward?
Yeah.
Yes, she has.
Yeah.
When weather conditions were a little inclement, then she's managed to win overall. Absolutely. And of course, she's won her class in a championship.
Yes,
a couple of times now.
Well, she's going well again in sixth place, ahead of Matt Gauthier Thornton. And then Tom Muirhead in eighth place, with Samantha Evans directly behind, and then in 10th place, second of the CSPB cars, number 25, Martin Walker, with Clive Wood still thinking about it.
Yeah, Michelle Hayward won her class in 2021 and 2018.
In the championship?
In the championship,
yes.
yeah.
Yes, it was more overall wins.
Yes. Indeed. So we've got Morris Hayward and Michelle Hayward. Morris Hart and Michelle Hayward coming past me now, and they're all pretty much together now.
Yes.
They were 2.4 seconds behind at the start of the lap, if you read the right line. And it's not that now, it's about 3/4 of a second, I would think, between those two. So we could have a change of lead in CSP2 for much longer.
Okay. Are there other new Phantoms around, PR21s around the place?
That's at the moment that's the only one, but I know he's got another one in build at the moment,
Right.
which hopefully should appear next year. So I noticed that Michelle Hayward's got a lot closer to Morris Hart.
Yeah, you would have heard, but Ian just mentioned that as well, yeah, so...
That battle is headed down towards Ireland again, actually, for the CSP2 lead. And it's, about 3 seconds between the leaders? No, more than that, in the CSPB lead, isn't it?
Yes. Yes, because as Peter pointed out, Tom Muirhead was keen to get ahead of number 87, Samantha Evans.
The previous lap for Alex Champkin was a bit slow, wasn't it? 1 minute 50.
Oh, yes.
And the gap's still only about 2 to 3 seconds between Champkin and Dickins. So I wonder if there is a problem for that Phantom. It's leading away, PR21. We'll have to keep an eye on that particular gap this time around.
We're watching it coming into Lodge Corner now. And do you see anything untoward, Peter?
With Alex Champkin's car?
Yes.
I can't see anything that looks amiss.
No.
No, I think he's just pacing himself.
Right, what's that lap time going to be? a 1:45.5.
Okay.
Will you relax, Ian?
Yes, okay. Panic over. Meanwhile, that Class 2 lead is looking pretty spicy again. That'll be heading to you shortly.
Morris Honda, they are heading into OULTON corner, and Michelle Hayward ready forward.
Yeah, now that gap as they come back into my view into Cascades is much larger than it was when I last saw them heading up Clay Hill. So maybe Michelle's made a small mistake and dropped back a few lengths to Morris from what it was. But it was looking good, more exciting than that last time I saw them.
Well, last time around, just to give you these basic stats, Morris was at 150.910. His best lap at 150. That was his best lap. Michelle was at 151.278. Her best lap at 149.9. So her best lap is quicker than Morris's. But last time around, she was slower.
Yeah, I wonder whether she had a little go at him at some point and just dropped back a little on that lap.
Yeah, they're heading down towards me once again at Hislops, those two, but there's probably a dozen car lengths between them at the moment, if not more than that, 15, 20 maybe. So it's not now that close between the two CSP2 class leaders, Hart and Hayward, who of course is in that borrowed car for this weekend, not her regular drive. Then a 20 car coming through next, that's the third place car within that class, which is the Mathieu Gauthier Thornton car. And then we get Tom Muirhead, who is our CSPB leader, and I think we'll move up into second in that particular class's standings if he can convert that to a victory here. So we'll go ahead of Barry Webb, who's not here this weekend.
Well, one of the things, Peter, that I found remarkable about Clubmans Racing is the age of some of these cars. I mean, they're racing at what you might call modern speeds, but they date back to the 1970s, some of them, don't they?
Some of them do, that's right. I mean, it's a bit like Trigger's Broom. You won't find so many parts on the car that date back to the 1970s, but the basic car does.
The chassis plate does it?
That sort of thing, yes.
And how many of them could claim to have been worked on by the Mad Major himself, by Arthur Mallock himself?
Well, my car, which is the Mark 30 PR, the PR doesn't stand for my initials, was the last car that Arthur actually designed and was responsible for. So anything up to my car would be considered to be touched by the Major. Yeah. So this is Martin. We can see Martin Walker and Clive behind Samantha Evans, trying to get past us so they can close on Tom Muirhead, but not being successful so far.
Yeah, Clive Wood not being as successful in rising up the order as he was in the first race.
No, he hasn't made the impression he did in the first race, has he? No, but he's just
2 minutes.
With 2 minutes to go, he's just started to close up.
Left it a bit late, I think.
I think he may have done, yeah.
Yeah, he's still behind Walker and Evans as they head up Clay Hill this time, and that's for 9th, 10th, and 11th overall, as well as for various class positions. So yes, we're working the penultimate lap now, I think, aren't we, for the race leader, Alex Champion?
Yes, next time through he'll be starting his last lap. And he leads Steve Dickens by 7 seconds or so. It became 7 seconds quite early on, and it stayed that way in the second half of the race, really.
It's interesting, his best lap time was only 3 seconds off what his best lap time was in the earlier race, so I think he is pacing himself in these very warm conditions that we have on OULTON Park today.
I call them hot.
You might even go so far as to say that. He's passed me again, and still very much clear of the rest. Behind him on track at the moment, he's got the 52 car, which is Roger Watton a lap down in his Mallock Mk 15.
So Alex Champion comes through Druids and onto the straight to the final corner, to Lodge Corner. And yes, I am. Yes, he's got another lap. So through Old Hall and down the avenue into that little kink called Denton's and back into your sight, Ian.
Yeah, and he's got one more back marker ahead of him that he'll have to deal with on this final lap, I think, as that little scrap goes past me again that involves Clive Wood. He's still at the back of that trio, I think.
Yes.
Yeah, as they head up Clay Hill.
Alex's lead 8 seconds, 8.021 seconds over Steve Dickins that time. Alan Cook only a couple of seconds behind, but he's not lapping quicker, so he's not going to threaten Steve's second place, I don't think.
No, Alex Champion should come back into my view any moment, I would think, over Hilltop. Here he is. And out of his own.
Matthew Gauthier Thornton going slowly over the start and finish line here.
Well, he was where in CSP2 he was third.
He was third in class, yeah.
Behind Maurice Hart, Michelle Hayward.
Yeah, he's slowing down.
It was a slow lap for Hayward as well, above 2 minutes that last lap for Michelle Hayward.
So it was.
So she's lost a lot of ground to Maurice Hart. Meanwhile, the leader's gone past me at Knickerbrook again, and this time it will be the last lap as he heads to Druids and then Lodge.
So if I can remember the lines from previously, up to Lodge Corner for the final time for his second win of the day comes Alex Chamkin. See, I knew it was just a prediction. The actuality is that he turns into Lodge Corner and takes the checkered flag to win, and what good that's going to do him in the championship. What do we reckon? Definitely brings him into the reckoning, doesn't it?
Oh, I think very much so. I think Alex is going to be very
good
much
day.
in the reckoning. That's going to put him right up in the sharp end of the championship now.
Yeah, he'll take the lead of the championship quite comfortably, I think, from Jared Lester and Cody Tree, who've both had days to forget.
So, in second place, Steve Dickins, 7.6 seconds adrift of Alex Chamkin. Alan Cook takes third place, number 17. Fourth, number 32, who should be well pleased with this weekend, Steve Collier, with the Vision, takes fourth place. In fifth place, Maurice Hart.
Maurice takes his second CSP2 win of the day, which is he'll be very pleased about.
But Michelle will stay in the lead of the class.
Michelle was still, she had a good lead in the championship in 2 second places without no harm at all. And Martin Walker did manage to hold off Clive Wood for second place in CSPB. Just
behind Tom Muirhead.
Yeah, Tom Muirhead had another win in CSPB. So good day for him.
What happened to Matthew Gauthier Thornton? Did he pull off in the end?
Yeah, he slowed down, and we just saw him coasting down the avenue on the last lap.
Yeah,
so
he pulled off.
For him.
He pulled off the circuit at Cascade, so he didn't make it to the end.
So for Michelle, that's good news then, because
it is. Yeah,
he was on to go second place points or third place points, wasn't he? Right. So, any other thoughts on that race, Peter, or way the championship is going to go in its closing stages?
I think what it's done in CSP1, it's closed the championship points right up at the top. So as we go into Brands Hatch in September, that'll make them quite exciting. And CSP2, Michelle Hayward will have really consolidated her lead there.
Just to confirm the finishing order there, Alex Chamkin in the Phantom wins in 16 minutes 13.405 seconds, 7.6 seconds ahead of Steve Dickins. And in third place, Alan Cook. In fourth place, Steve Collier. In fifth place, Maurice Hart. In sixth place, Michelle Hayward. In seventh place, Tom Muirhead. Eighth, 87, Samantha Evans. Ninth, number 25, Martin Walker. And in 10th place, number 50, Clive Wood. Well, there we are. Peter, thank you very much indeed. You'll have your car back to play with at Brands Hatch, will you?
I'll be back in harness at Brands Hatch, yes, indeed.
Well, good luck for the rest of the season. And thank you very much for all your input. Delighted to have you here.
Pleasure.
A bit like old times, really, isn't it?
Yeah, good to see you.
Thanks very much, Peter. Cheerio.